And we're live. Hello, welcome to Simon no channel. Simon's living room. I keep wanting to say three old dudes, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's on the tip of your tongue, Robert. Yes. What is it? I dare not ask. I dare not ask. Well, welcome to Simon's living room, and I shall just start playing this video because this is an introduction to our guest today, who is now fully lit.
Hello. Yes, we had a few lighting issues. My light bulbs they aren't great in this house, so we bought a lamp today, especially for the live stream.
Yes, I cause my guests to have expenses.
It's all right. I'm taking it out of the invoice later anyway. It's
Out of my all my views that will earn me advert money. No.
Yeah, all that YouTube revenue.
Yes, it's the Chokocchi has changed her hair once more. Yes.
Yes. Hello. I'm always changing my hair. It's never going to stop changing. Hi, Frederick. Hi. Hold on. It's Robert, isn't it? Yeah. I forget because you changed your name. You've changed your channel. I'll have to subscribe to your new channel, Robert.
There we are. A new subscriber. And for those who are 5 viewers are watching. 5 viewers are watching in sequence. Hello 5 viewers.
Hello.
The reason that it's going berserk and people are being shot left, right, and centre behind me here. This is a computer game, as if you hadn't, if you didn't know. It's a team deathmatch thing. My youngest son plays this with his mates. But
does he?
He does, yes. It's about the only one of the shooters that he actually does play. He used to do Call of Duty and all that business, but
yeah, the typical one.
And GTA 5. But yes, he's onto this now.
It's pretty popular at the moment.
Yes, and being pretty popular, it's also popular in Japan. And you speak fluent Japanese. By the way, this Jess Chokocchi is it? Are you officially? I mean, is it on your employment certificate? Are you officially a Japanese interpreter?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of like I run my own business, so I mean, I can do what I want.
Oh, right, yeah.
No, I officially work in translation interpreting, so I'll sometimes take on translation jobs. I've done some YouTube videos for friends, like resumes, that sort of thing. But I've also done a lot of in-person interpreting. Yeah, so that's my main profession at the moment.
And just recently, you were interpreting for this particular game.
Yes. We had a tournament down in up in Sydney. I should say up because I'm from Melbourne, so I had to go up to Sydney to actually help out with. They had some Japanese players, and I was recommended by a friend to the guys who were running it, who offered me the job. So I helped, get them to and from their hotel, get them around, make sure that they had everything they needed. If there were any technical issues, I would kind of help. I mean, I wasn't brought on with any technical knowledge, but I had enough skill to be able to kind of convey what was going on if they had any problems or technical issues that they needed to try and fix.
So, I mean, I joked with you kind of on Twitter. I can't remember whether it was Twitter or Facebook or whatever, but you saying that, yes, was it a bit like sort of horse racing? You were doing a running commentary for them in Japanese.
Not quite, no. No, not at all.
He's coming through the corridor now on the left-hand side. No.
Thankfully, I didn't need to do anything like that. I did help out with an interview when one of the teams did get through to the finals. So they got through to the final round. So they had an interview. Originally there was no plan for doing interviews, but I was there and I was like, if I can just tell the interviewer to just keep it simple, keep it non-game vocab related, I can totally do it. I feel like they've come all this way. I'm sure they'd feel better being able to go on stream and participate in the interview like all the others. I don't want them to feel left out.
Yeah.
So I decided to help them out. I didn't do very well. Twitch chat is very unforgiving. So I got a lot of like, oh my God, she's a 13-year-old girl. What is she doing? Get her off the stage kind of stuff. But I was like, I just laughed it off. I was like, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah.
So I did kind of okay, but it could always be better. Yeah, I think just with practice, I will get better anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So I mean, you've been invited back, as it were.
Yes. I mean, I went back to do a CS. Do you know CS:GO? Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike. Yes.
Counter-Strike.
Vaguely heard of it. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went back last weekend to do a Counter-Strike event because they had another Japanese team, but I was also managing a Thai team and a Singapore team. I think it was Singapore.
Blimey.
Yeah, I can't speak any of those languages, but they spoke English well enough. So I had 3 teams that I was looking after this time instead of 2.
Right.
There wasn't much difference, honestly. They were all really good. I mostly had to look after the Japanese team just because they didn't speak almost any English. So, but they were really cool. They were cool people. So.
I mean, does this lead to sort of like invitations? Come to Thailand. Come
I don't know. I don't.
We'll pay for your flight tickets.
I mean, fingers crossed. But I don't think so. I think that there'll be like maybe other events in the future that they might need me to come up for. At this stage, I'm not sure, but I hope so. I enjoyed the work. I actually really enjoyed even just with the teams that spoke English. I did a bit of like team managing for those guys too and helping them get around and stuff like that. And they were all really nice. So, you know, it was easy and it was not easy. It was definitely not easy, but, you know, it was a very relaxed environment. I felt very in my element, like looking after people and things like that. So I felt like it was a job that I really enjoyed.
And do you game? Do you play this game? Yeah. So
I don't play Rainbow Six. Unfortunately, I want to start up playing Rainbow Six. I'm really bad at first-person shooters, so there's a bit of a learning curve there for me. But
there's a 13-year-old girl in the team.
Yeah, I know. If I was streaming it, they'd be like, "What is this 13-year-old girl doing playing Siege?" I actually took quite an interest in the game when I was there because I got to watch little bits and pieces. And it was really interesting. I was like, it's very different from like Counter-Strike, from you know, what's the other one? Call of Duty, COD, things like that. So I was like, this game is kind of cool because it's more than just shooting each other.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
Yes, it's tactically finding ways to take out the opposition.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's more about the tactics, and I think that's really cool. So I'm thinking of picking it up, but I haven't yet. I would like to.
Well, I just sit and wait until my son is finished so I can go on Metal Gear Solids. That's what I do.
Metal Gear Solid's good.
Yeah.
That's a good one. As in like the classic?
Well, I've played all the classic. He's got a PS4 and he downloaded the Phantom Pain, Metal Gear Solid 5.
Nice.
I'm sort of 3/4 of the way through that at the moment. I have to wait each Saturday for a few hours.
Is that the only time when it's free? Like when?
Yes, that's when he comes here from his mum's and he brings it with him, and I let him then go on doing his Rainbow Six or whatever, or even just watching Netflix until I come downstairs and say, "Can I go on now?"
Is it my turn yet?
Is it my turn yet? asking your own son if it's your turn. Oh. So, how did you get into interpreting? I mean, was it something you decided, yes, that's what I want to do? I should just pause this and go back to my living room. There we are.
Back to the living room. You teleported. What happened?
It's magic.
I guess it wasn't always something that I wanted to do. I think originally I was going to teach Japanese. And I was so inspired by my teachers when I first learned. My cat is moving my microphone.
You were inspired by your teachers because your cat was sorry.
Yes, because my cat's moving my microphone.
Well, let's have a quick look. The cat. I have cat in the title of the.
Come here, Mr. Boy. Oh no, hold on. All right, I'm just. There may be clothes on the bed. Please excuse me. Hello. Hi, Zach. Hello. Yes. He's enjoying the boxes that I'm using to prop up the microphone. He loves it.
There we are. For all those watching after the event, the cat was included.
He's here. He's definitely here. yeah, I think it wasn't always something that I wanted to do, but because my teachers that I first learned with, yes, Robert Meow, um, they were also inspiring when I was first learning Japanese, and I thought, you know what, if my teachers can make me this happy learning a language, I want to be able to give that to other people. So I thought, it'd be cool if I could do it. And then I looked into my study plan, and it would be like 8 years at university, and I was like, I'm not going to be a teacher for another 8 years. So, and I was 19, maybe nearly 20 at the time, so I was like starting my career when I'm 28. That was like
slightly late.
I was like, okay, slightly late. Like some people can do it, but I was like, I can't stand another 8 years in university. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to Japan. I'm just gonna go there. So I went to Japan, and I kept learning Japanese at a language school. And then I was finishing up. I was getting close to the end of my year, and I thought, all right, maybe I should look for a school here that can do like lessons and things like that. But
you were actually living in Japan, or what? Or you were there for several months, or what?
I was there for a year and a half.
Oh, right.
My formal like teaching plan, my learning plan was a whole year. I spent a whole year at a particular school, and then I was obviously coming close to graduation in March, and I was like, okay, now I have to consider my options. What am I going to do? I need a visa. I need to stay here somehow. So, I mean, work also came into that as well. So I was like, I have to make sure that I can work and study, or even just work. So I thought, because I'd done a lot of translating, interpreting at the school that I was learning at, because they had 4 entry periods during the year. So there was like April, June, September, and then March. So they had 4 different entry points that you could get into during the year for students. And so every time they would have like an opening ceremony for when the students came in. And most of the teachers couldn't speak very much English, so they needed people who could speak well enough to kind of interpret for the kids that couldn't understand. Yeah. So then often they were beginner level kids, so they had no Japanese background or very little Japanese background, and needed someone to translate the opening ceremony for them. So I would be there to, I think I did it 2 or 3 times maybe, to interpret for the new people that were coming in to learn at the school. So I enjoyed that, and I thought, you know what, maybe I should keep doing this. They often ask me to translate their notices and stuff too. So sometimes they would send notices out to the students when something was going on, or they had a day off or something like that. So we were asked to check translations or translate it from scratch. They had a lot of people from like Thailand and China, Korea. They had a lot of Asian students because it was so easy to get there from those countries. Yeah. And the fees were quite reasonable. There were a few American Australians, not that many. Oh, there were a couple of British kids. But yeah, it was more so like Asian students. So there were a lot of they had to translate it into a lot of different languages, English included. So they had a couple of different translators for each language, but I was one of the ones that helped out with the English translations.
And when you translated, I mean, you were given a document and you had to then sort of read it and translate it.
Yeah. So we would be given a document in Japanese and then have to translate it into English. Yeah. And that's my main flow.
That would include the kanji as well.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. You have to know that.
It's important.
Kanji is important.
I know. We haven't even looked at it yet. I've been doing Japanese for about 6-7 months now, once a week. And
you haven't looked at kanji.
We haven't looked at kanji. We've learned hiragana. We've learned katakana.
This is an atrocity. I will not stand for this. Yeah, I think kanji. Once you start learning kanji, it is a blessing. Once you start learning kanji, it makes reading a whole lot easier. Like, it's daunting at first, but once you start that ball rolling, it's so much easier to understand everything, and you get the context of sentences a lot easier. It just puts a whole different kind of perspective on the the language, because you're getting that extra context, and it makes things so much easier. That when you don't have kanji, when I can't see kanji, I'm like, what is this? It's just a whole string of characters.
Yeah, because there's no separation.
Yeah, there's no separation at all. So you have to look for the particles. And even then, sometimes they're part of a word or you can't really tell. Yeah, it's so confusing.
Yes, it's the equivalent of trying to read grass script.
What's grass script?
Grass script. That's yes, it's the name they gave to the. You've got Japanese calligraphy, which is doing the kanji, and then you've got it's like handwriting. It's like handwriting in Japanese, but using hiragana, but then very, very flowing. The words.
Ah, yeah. I know the one. Yeah.
You know, it's basically just looks like a bunch of squiggles.
Yes, it's the ones that you see in like parchments and stuff, right?
That's
where
right.
they're all kind of like, it's almost like conjoined writing the way it's written.
Yeah.
I know the one.
Yeah. So
it's a very old script.
Yes, it's very, very aesthetic.
Aesthetic.
Speaking of aesthetic, segue.
Yeah. Nice segue. I like it.
There is a particular aesthetic found in and very popular amongst the.
I know where you're going with this.
The younger generation. Anime.
Yes.
Anime. I mean, I did see 3 people in cosplay this morning.
Really? I went to a festival, right?
Yeah, I went to sort of like a rather small, very small Japanese festival in Ghent. Cold, windy, and not quite set up when I got there. And there was a maid cafe with
there always is.
I think, yeah, with I think one genuine Japanese person. The rest were like
there's generally one.
Yeah,
at least one.
And then I saw 3 people sort of wandering around, you know, in skirts that were too short for the weather. So
yeah,
they must have been. Yes, they were wearing cosplay.
Cosplay.
Anime. But anyway, anime. So I shall transfer to this wonderful picture I have of you dressed as and the cat.
You've done well to Photoshop that. I guess the background was black, so it's probably a bit easy, but you've done well.
Yes, and I shall just set these two in motion here. This is just some random cosplay going on with an anime background, and you in cosplay. And I mean, presumably, when you were studying Japanese, you were studying Japanese because an interest had been sparked in Japan, and yes. I'm just assuming that this is where it came from.
I mean, the Sailor Moon. You're correct on the Sailor Moon. As soon as someone asks me, I'm like, Sailor Moon, and they were like, of course it's anime. I'm like, no, it's not just anime, of course. But I actually, when I was a kid, I used to watch, like, probably when I was 6 and up, something like that, so around that age. Started watching Sailor Moon when I was a little kid. Every morning with my brother, we would watch Sailor Moon, we'd watch Dragon Ball Z, we'd watch, you know, Beyblades, what was it, Pokemon, all those sorts of nostalgic TV series, because they were being shown in Australia on TV, just as like regular cartoon shows. So I had no idea they were Japanese at the time. It wasn't until I got into high school that I found out that they were Japanese cartoons, and I was like, oh, cool, you know, I'll give these a watch. But I wanted to watch them in Japanese for some reason. I don't know why. Oh. I don't honestly remember, but I watched, I think it was Cardcaptor Sakura in Japanese for the first time. And I was like, oh, this language is really cool. It's so pretty. I think it's a really gorgeous language. And I thought, you know, I want to learn this. But my school didn't teach Japanese. My school taught Italian. That was all I could do.
Yes,
and I was like, okay.
Not renowned for anime, Italy.
No, not renowned for any Japanese classes or anything at all. Like, I didn't know. Not many of my friends liked anime or anything like that. I had a couple, but that was about it. And then, so it was either distance learning or study at home by myself. And I was like, my parents can't afford distance learning, so let's study at home. So I studied at home in my spare time.
Wow, that's dedication for you. I mean,
yeah. It wasn't like intense. It wasn't like intense study.
All right. Okay.
It was just like learning from like websites, and I watched a lot of anime and a lot of TV dramas, Japanese TV dramas.
In Japanese, presumably, then, yeah.
Yeah. Yep, only Japanese.
This is what I've heard. You know, you have to sort of immerse yourself that watching in English or watching even with subtitles is
that's the thing. Like, I watched with subtitles, but because I'd done a little bit of prior study, whenever I was actively listening when I was watching these things. So whenever I heard a word that I didn't know, I'd write it down. Even if I couldn't quite spell it properly, I'd write it down as best as I can. Or like a new grammar pattern. If I heard a new grammar pattern that I wasn't sure of, I'd be like, oh, what does that actually mean? I don't think the subtitles are right. What does that mean? And I'd write it down and learn about it. And that was probably my passion for a really long time until I actually went to university for my first year after straight out of graduation from high school. I went straight to university. Most of my friends either took a gap year or did the same thing. And I studied film and I didn't like it. And I dropped out after a year. At the end of the year, I was like, I'm done. That's it. You know what? I can't handle this anymore. I don't like it. I just didn't have any friends. It wasn't really enjoyable. And my teachers were all kind of crap. So I gave up on it.
Yes, good reason.
Yeah, solid reasons. But I was like, you know what? I don't know what to do next year, so I'm going to take this year to just do what I wanted to do in high school and learn Japanese. So I did that.
So you went back to high school then, or what?
No, I went back. I went to like a vocational college.
Ah, yeah.
So it's like a technical college, I guess. Here we call it TAFE. Tertiary something college. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yes.
I actually don't know what TAFE stands for, but it's TAFE. It's like a vocational college where it's more hands-on. It's a lot more of like using language practically. They do a lot of sciences and stuff there and like I guess more hands-on kind of degrees. You can do like diplomas, or what we have here is certificates. So I did certificates 1 to 4 in Japanese, and that was my first formal Japanese study. Oh,
all right. So I mean, from that, then you went on back to university, or did you just?
Yeah. So from that, I finished. That was a full year course. So I did the full year, and then I was like, all right, I want to keep my Japanese skills. So I went to Japan. That was when I went to Japan for 1.5 years. I came back and I was like, what do I do? I thought I could get into a translation interpreting course and then start my career from there, kind of thing. But all of the courses that I applied for didn't have enough students, so they couldn't run them.
Oh, yeah.
So even if I passed, I waited like a whole year for this. So I took my first test and then they were like, okay, wait 6 months. And then I took my second test and they were like, okay, look, there's still not enough students. I don't think you should keep trying for this course. Just do something else.
Oh, right.
So, yeah, but I'd obviously missed all the deadlines, so I had to wait another 6 months to start my course. So I started like a mid-year entry into a Japanese course, just like a Bachelor of Arts kind of thing, where I could just pick whatever I wanted to do. But it was such a pain in the butt. So only now am I really starting my degree. I'm in my second year.
Oh, right.
My second year.
So you're still studying. Yeah.
Still studying. I'm done.
So it's a rude question, but are you 28?
No. I'm 24, so I'm not far off.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's just another 4 years, and you'll
another 4 years, and So no, but I've already kind of started my career while I'm still studying. So I think that's the positive that I have gotten out of what I've been doing. And it's work that I'm really enjoying. Whereas teaching, I wasn't sure if I was going to be good at or enjoy or anything like that. So I found myself a happy medium between studying and working at the moment. So yeah, it's been a ride.
It a lot, I didn't realize that I thought you'd finished university, that you were working. And
no,
this is why you were sort of rather quiet on YouTube.
No, so the reason I've been rather quiet on YouTube is because I've been studying and working at the same time. Now that I've moved out as well, around that I was like, yes, all right, let's get back into YouTube. I was like, okay, I have to pay rent now. So unfortunately, work has been taking priority, especially since I don't get any YouTube revenue anymore. I'm just short of the 1,000 subscriber mark, even though I have the watch time. So I have the watch time, but I don't.
Viewers who are with us now, subscribe.
Hello.
Subscribe to Chokocchi, please.
No, it's cool. I'm hoping to start again once I go on break. I'm actually taking next semester off, so I want to start again and get back into it, and at least get into enough of a groove that I can be ahead of schedule and just have like videos ready. That's my plan, anyway.
Well, that's a good plan. I mean,
it's a plan, but let's see how it goes.
I should try that.
It's a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, I mean, I did video today. I may, but it was rather grey and rather sort of like not quite ready at this Matsuri, so won't be much of an exciting video. So I have to try my best to see if I can squeeze something out of it.
Yeah,
but I mean, you were quite prolific in making videos. I should hasten to add.
Thank you. I really did enjoy making videos, and I still do. It's still something that I really love doing, and I actually love. I really love subtitling. Subtitling is one of the things that I enjoy a lot. So whenever people ask me, like commission me to do their videos, I'm super happy. I'm like, yes, bring it on. I love it.
Okay.
It's so fun.
There you are. Just put her email address at the end of the show.
Yeah.
You'll get a ton of gigabytes of stuff coming through.
Who knows? Oh, my subscriber count was 666. Yeah. That's cool. What was I going to say? I still do enjoy making videos. Just lately, it's not having the content. I have been making a lot of travel vlogs, but that's not my main thing that I want to be doing. I like making travel vlogs, but I also want to do other things. So it's more just like branching out and finding what I like making. At the moment, that's kind of what I'm struggling with, I think.
And you how often do you seem to go back quite regularly to Japan? I mean, at least once a year. Yeah.
Yes, I generally try to get there at least once a year.
I mean, and generally for how long? 2 to 3 weeks, or
when I go for a really long time. So I go for like a month.
Yeah.
Hold on, the cat is begging to get out. I'm just gonna let him out of the bedroom. Just give me 1 second. I'll be back.
Viewers, stay here, viewers. You can't get. You're not allowed out of the bedroom, viewers. You have to stay here.
Goodbye. Bye. Oh, no,
the cat was in the show, and there he is. That's what he looks like. So I shall transfer to this. This is not Jess. I need to hang on.
Oh, all right.
There we are.
My leg is going to sleep, so I'm going to sit on the other one.
Okay. Well, I just got your friend here who's about to describe the smell of sake.
Oh, Roberta. Oh yeah, this is a nigori sake though, so it's very starchy. It's unpasteurized.
Unpasteurized, yeah.
Yeah, so it's an unpasteurized sake, so it's very starchy. It has a stronger odor than most sake. Most sake is quite floral. It tends to have more of a floral kind of like smell to it, depending on the type of sake. But
they were selling some today at this Matsuri.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was tempted, but I was driving, so I didn't.
Better to stay off it if you're going to drive.
Yes, I had that onigiri instead.
Good choice. What filling did you have though? That's the question.
Tuna. They had a vegetable filling, and I saw tuna mayo. They were furiously making these.
Tuna mayo is the best.
Onigiri in the background and wrapping them in with nori and. So the woman said, sort of, if you walk round a couple more times, will it be ready by the time you get back?
Yeah, no, tuna mayo used to be my favorite, so that's a good choice. Now I go for the old umeboshi, so pickled plum. I think it is.
Yeah.
Pickled plum or wakame seaweed.
Just in mixed with the rice. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's really good. Sometimes they have natto as well. Natto is just like fermented beans. Natto is great.
Yes, I had natto in Nagoya. Natto in Nagoya. Onomatopoeia. I had natto in Nagoya. but mixed with kind of like cream cheese. That was rather nice. Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice. I usually mix it with a little bit of soy sauce, and that's about it.
Mm.
A lot of people can't handle it, and they need everything, like soy sauce, mustard, something else. You can add cheese. You can add a couple of other different things in there.
Mm. Just to disguise the taste.
Yes. It can be a bit potent.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very tasty. I like it. It's good for your health. It's very good for you.
So you were tasting sake. This is in Sendai, is this?
This is Hiroshima.
Oh, Hiroshima.
So this is in an area of Hiroshima called Saijo. Saijo is well known for sake breweries. There's probably like 10 within like a very close radius, like a very close distance of each other. So we went to a shrine that's nearby in the area, and then this is what you're seeing now. So it's like I think it's a shrine or a temple. Yeah. I can't quite remember. This is like 2 years ago. So and I can't see any signs, so I'm not sure if it's a shrine or a temple, but it was really cool. And then we went to breweries and we got a little bit tipsy. If you go to all of them and just do all the tasters, like you can buy them. We bought so much when we were there. So we bought a bunch of different bottles that we liked. But you can taste. There's free tasting at most of them.
I mean, how much is it over there? I mean, here I got a half liter for like $10, which is like I thought it was quite expensive.
Yeah, $10. Yeah, that's a bit expensive. I mean, here if we wanted to buy like a 750 ml bottle, it's like $30, $40, depending on the brand.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's Australian,
and that's Australian dollars. So if you go to like a cheap like Tokyo supermarket or like a Japanese grocery store, if you go to like an Australian based alcohol seller, what are they called? Liquor store.
Liquor store.
Yeah, a liquor store. Like they're usually anywhere from $50 to $60 or up.
Good grief.
Like the Yamazaki whiskeys are all 100 plus.
And that's because of the quality, or just because it's Australia and they're charging?
It's because it's Australia and the taxes. It's the alcohol taxes.
Yeah.
All of our alcohol taxes and cigarette taxes are super high. It's I think to try and stop people from drinking, but it really does more money on alcohol and everything. So it's kind of counterproductive, I think. But it's crazy expensive. But you can generally get them cheaper. Like not always like top name brands. You can get still very nice sake and stuff though from like Tokyo Supermarket or Fujimart for like $30, $40. And it's good stuff. It's good quality. It's like, so you're paying a good price for like a nice bottle of wine. It's kind of that equivalent.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not quite sure what that will be in euros, but I went to get some sake once. There was supposed to be a party at the Japanese class. I thought, I'll bring sake. So I said I'd do that. And I went to the Asian supermarket in the town and walked in, saw some sake. Oh, great! Picked the bottle off. 50 euros. And I put the bottle back.
that'd be close to $100 Australian, right?
Yeah, somewhere
around that. Yeah.
This is you getting tipsy, is it, in Hiroshima?
Yes, this is us getting tipsy. I think here we were okay because I mean, look, we're doing stamps and stuff, so
they're straight.
I mean, they are straight. Yes, not crooked. We're doing okay. Mine was a bit crooked. I might have been a bit tipsy. But that was probably our third or fourth stop. Some places will let you try more than one type of sake for free. Others will make you charge you after you've had your first free one. But that's because they're a little bit more fancy. We went to a really fancy one, I think, at the end where my friend Roberta, she's tasting the starchy one.
That was the intro shot. Yeah.
Little snippet.
And you were able to tell what all this was. I mean,
for the most part, most of the pamphlets they had in English as well. So you could pick up an English one, and there would be a Japanese equivalent, or vice versa. So for the most part, it was fine. And most of the sake I was familiar with anyway, since I'd been doing a lot of work with sake just before we went. So I knew enough to be able to say, you'll probably like this one, or, you know, this is a little bit like wine. If you like this wine, you'll probably like it. But my she tends to like sweeter wines anyway, so she bought a lot of umeshu when we were there, plum wine.
Yes.
Plum wine's great. It's always a favorite.
Yeah, I mean, it tastes. Yeah, it's more like a. It's more like
a
wine.
liqueur, really.
Yeah, it's more a more familiar taste.
Yeah, absolutely. It goes down a lot easier too. I think just because you can drink it on the rocks, but it's still not as punchy as sake is if you're not used to it. If you don't have a taste for sake, it's kind of hard. It all just tastes like fuel. But that's it's like I think that's like
what is an experience?
No, but like I remember the first time I tried sake when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Not when I was a kid, sorry. When I was like I was probably like 18. I just turned 18. Yeah. And so that's the drinking age in Australia. So I just turned 18 and I was like, all right, let's go out to a nice Japanese restaurant with my friends and had some sake. Oh, $80. Thank you, Frederick. $80. Yuck. I don't like spending that much on alcohol. No. Yeah, so I went out to a restaurant with my friends, and we sat down, had a nice dinner, and we're like, okay, let's order a bottle of warm sake because it's winter. You know, we're cold. It'll be really nice. None of us could drink it. We all got plastered off just like a small bottle because we were all lightweights.
Yeah.
And had never really had much experience with sake, and all of us hated it too. We were like, sake is awful. I don't know why anyone drinks that. Why? Yeah. But now I drink it almost like all the time. Most of the time. It's kind of my drink of choice.
I'm amazed you're sitting straight.
I'm sitting straight. It's my computer that's wonky. I actually have it sat on pillows, and if I have it a certain way, my light actually doesn't come through here.
Ah.
Yes, so
I mean, I'm sat in my. I'm facing daylight here. If I move to one side,
it's daylight there. Goodness, you're just rubbing it in now.
I'm just going to quickly transfer from Roberta smelling potatoes to this
potato sake.
There we go, and that's we're back to this again. When Googling for images, I put up most popular anime and most famous anime. And,
I mean, you've come up with quite a few popular ones. Yes, you've done well.
And weirdest.
Yes. Yes, the panda one is great. I think it's Shirokuma Cafe.
Yeah.
Shirokuma Cafe was really popular when it came out, but it wasn't like super widely known. So it was popular amongst kind of a niche community. It's kind of hard to describe. I don't know. Whereas Tokyo Ghoul, the top right-hand one, was insanely popular everywhere. No one would shut up about it.
They made a live action thing of that, didn't they?
I think they did. Yeah, they did.
But they've not. They have not, to my knowledge, made a live action version of Sailor Moon.
Yes, they have.
They have. Oh God.
They have in Japan.
All right.
There was also a stage show. Probably multiple stage shows actually. There was a Sailor Moon, there was a very old Sailor Moon live action that was made a long time ago. I'm not exactly sure which year. But yes, it's as bad as you think it is.
As much as you can imagine, yes. I mean,
yeah. I think they didn't quite have the technology to do the animations and stuff with the magic and, you know, their attacks and things like that. So it was pretty bad. But it's nostalgic to a lot of people who watched it. I didn't watch it back in the time because I just liked the show, so I didn't want to ruin it.
Yes, because I mean, you cosplayed this lady here, I believe. Yes. I mean, that's
Sailor Moon herself, yeah.
Do you actually still cosplay? Or are you too busy?
I do not. I wish I could. I used to make my own costumes. So the blue one that you saw, like in the middle of your picture before, that one I made myself from scratch, and that was that one in the middle there. So all of the armor and stuff too, I made out of foam and things like that. It was a mess. Like it definitely wasn't a great costume, but for me at that time it was like the second or third costume that I'd ever made, and it had a big hoop skirt and everything, so I was pretty proud of it at the time. I felt really cool when I was walking around on the day and everyone was like, oh my god, let me take a picture. So Felt like a little celebrity.
I mean,
the Sailor Moon one in the background there, that was not one that I made, but I borrowed it from a friend, and I did not want to return it because I felt so cute in it.
the one thing I do notice, there's a disparity with that costume and the actual anime. The skirt length is rather different.
Yeah, so the skirt length is because it's so long. It's I think it's the winter school uniform. And especially in the original series, I think that their skirt lengths, or even in the original manga, maybe their skirt lengths were actually that long because generally it has to be below the knee. Or especially for that time when it was made, it had to be below the knee. So I kind of wore a more, I guess, traditional kind of like Sailor Moon costume. But yeah, I felt super cute in it. I didn't really particularly want the skirt to be super short anyway, so I felt very comfortable. I think I would still cosplay if, if I was to buy costumes and just do it for fun. But if I was wanting to compete again, like I used to, the picture that you actually photoshopped was from a competition that I actually won in. I won in the female category. Yeah, so I was competing. Yeah. But yeah, I was competing back then, so that's why I was so keen to make my costumes, and that was what I was really interested in. It was just a hobby though, so I mean, I would continue it for fun, just buying costumes when I feel like it, or when I want to go and hang out with friends and cosplay kind of thing. But not professionally. I wouldn't do it professionally. It was just a lot of fun.
I mean,
it's too intense to do professionally these days.
I mean, we had on the old show, we had Milk Jam Juice. Do you know Milk Jam Juice? Yeah, and she's heavily into cosplay. Yeah. And she was explained that in Japan, particularly, you can get, like your costume, your Sailor Moon, you can get them off the shelf. Most people do, they go to Don Quixote.
Yeah, I was going to say Don Quixote. Yeah, yeah, it's so cheap to get a costume from there. Yeah. My friend and I that I went to Japan with, from the video that you were showing, Roberta, we're going to Japan again this year, towards the end of the year, and we're going just in time for Halloween. So we're going to be making a trip to Don Quixote and getting our costumes on, going out and doing a bit of partying in cosplay as people do on Halloween. So it'll be a lot of fun, I think.
I mean, do you still have those? I mean, obviously not the Sailor Moon one, but do you still have your costume that you made, or is it sort of kind of coming apart at the seams? Or
it's already in the bin. I think when I decided to give up cosplay, I was like, all right, if I'm gonna give up, I need to throw everything out. So I'd already thrown the armor out because it was unusable. It wasn't sturdy enough. It wasn't really the right shape in some places and things like that. So I was going to remake it anyway if I was going to redo the costume. But then I was like, all right, unless I throw these things out, I'm not going to give up. So I thought that I would just throw out the parts that I couldn't use, kind of thing, or that I was never going to use again, so that I was not tempted to put that costume back on and get back into the more like competitive side of it.
When you open your wardrobe, you go,
yeah. Shall I wear this one today, or shall I wear this one? Yeah, no, I didn't want that temptation of like wanting to go to conventions again and competing. So I was like, okay, last effort, throw everything out. I still have a couple of like fun things that I've bought, like fun costumes and stuff like that. That I take to some conventions to hang out with friends or just have fun. But it's not really like anything professional. It's just stuff I've bought. So it's not my own work anymore. I still have a bunch of wigs though I'm trying to sell. I need to get rid of those. I couldn't throw them out because I feel bad. I was like, if they're just going to waste, someone's going to use them. I'd just give them away to friends and stuff.
Oh, there you go. You have an advert on my show. You can line them up and
nah, it's cool. I'm mostly just giving them away anyway, so it's more like I was just asking around with friends who wanted them. Yeah.
Want a wig?
Here, would you like a wig? I'll send it to you. Here, take that. I don't need it anymore.
So what are your plans now? I mean, other than you're building up now to going to Japan at the end of the year. So I mean, that was also one of my hopes is to go, depending on my lady friend. And, but I mean, you know, what have you missed, Ed? You've missed.
Hello, Ed.
You've missed
everything.
Sailor Moon. You've missed Sake. You've missed Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot of games, a lot of cosplay,
anime,
bit of YouTube stuff, anime. But that's okay. You're here now. That's all that matters.
Yes, Ed.
We're positive on the Simon no茶の間show. Howdy.
Yes. Where were we? Preparing for because I mean, normally at this time of year, I would be starting to look on Booking.com and
for hotels and stuff.
Yeah, this year it won't be hotels because I'm on a tight budget. Nerds, yeah. Yes, we are nerds. I'm sorry,
nerds. Yeah, sorry, we're nerds. It's all good. Playing our video games.
Yeah, so yeah, but it'll be sort of hostels and whatnot.
Oh yeah, hostels are great though.
Yeah, but
I always stay in hostels when I go to Japan. I'm cheap.
52-year-old Englishman turns up in the hostel and it's full of kids. Like, hello.
Oh no, but that's fine. Like I've stayed in hostels with like probably like 40, 30-year-old Japanese dudes and like women. Like everyone uses it. I think the hostels are an untapped resource. You know, I think I don't want more people to use them because I don't want them to get booked out. But you know what I mean.
But you already started planning and stuff. Yeah.
Yes, we have at least planned our route, so where we're going to go. Although Utada Hikaru has just announced a concert, so I'm probably going to change my schedule to go to that concert. Yeah, so we've planned out.
Japanese singer, for those who don't know. I mean,
yes, Utada Hikaru is a Japanese singer. She is amazing. Get on her. She's great. Get on her music. I'm doing so many adverts. No, I'm joking. She's my favorite artist. Capsule hotels are great, but they're kind of the same as hostels, Ed. Just so you know. It's
basically yes, except you
have your own little private pod, but then as soon as you leave, there's people in the hallway and stuff like that, so you don't get complete privacy. It's still good. I actually quite like capsules, especially if you can get the double one and stay with a friend. It's fun. You can just watch the little TV together. Yeah, so some of them have TVs. They're very small TVs, but they're TVs nonetheless. I usually take my laptop anyway, so we just watch Netflix. Yeah, so we've planned our route. So we're going Tokyo, I think Kyoto, and then Osaka. And then we're going, we might be going down to Wakayama for a couple of days. We haven't been there yet. Maybe Nara, we're not sure. And then we'll go up to the Fukui area, back to Sendai, because we want to explore more of Sendai. We didn't really get the full Sendai experience, I think. So heading back up that way. And then I wasn't sure if we were going to go to a couple of different prefectures along that way, but I think we'll go from there up to Sapporo.
Oh, right.
Because that's where I was staying, where I lived for a year and a half. And my host family is there. So and I would not recommend laying naked in the capsule with the curtains open. It's not a good idea. Not a good idea. That's a quick way to get kicked out. Yeah, so then we'll go to Sapporo because I want my friend and maybe my boyfriend, if he joins us, to meet my host family.
Oh, you're staying with a host family, or is the host family from a previous time?
Yeah. So they're from my first time that I went to Japan. I stayed with them for probably 5 days, and I loved them so much. They were like, "Come back and visit us." So I came back when I lived in Sapporo to visit them every now and again. Oh, nice. And then on my last trip in 2017, I went to visit them as well. They're adorable. They're so nice. I always miss them so much. So I love going up to visit them. Yeah, but then we'll go to Sapporo and then we'll come down to Tokyo for probably 5 days. And that's where we'll do the bulk of our kind of Tokyo party, drinking, tattoos, maybe.
Yeah, this is all planned. This is all planned. You know,
it's all the plan. Yeah.
party there, party.
Yeah. So we don't know where we're going to be partying. That's the only problem. But it's more like I just don't want to go back to Roppongi. Roppongi's a nightmare.
I mean, apart from your host family, I mean, are there people there that you can sort of meet up with that you know there?
Yeah. So I know I have quite a few YouTube friends. So last time I went down to party with Sophie Shivers and Shivers.
Oh yeah.
So Shivers, Lisa sometimes.
Yeah.
Grisky was there, and I forgot his YouTube name. Hold on, Phoenix.
Zach, yes.
Yeah, Zach. I wasn't sure how much he uses his real name outside of YouTube, but Zach was there as well. And we went to party. We went to Coyote Ugly.
What?
Coyote Ugly.
I thought you said
Coyote Ugly.
Karaoke. I thought your voice was slurred.
No. Coyote Ugly. It's the accent. I'm sorry.
Coyote Ugly.
And that was good fun. Yeah, g'day, mate. Yeah, so that was good fun. So I'll probably go and see those guys again. I also saw Ramen Quest.
No,
Ramen Quest.
You have to put a link in the description.
I'll have to link her somewhere. Her channel's great. She does a lot of like adventure videos. So she takes you around different places in Japan. Does a whole bunch of cool. I don't know if she uses her real name, so I'm not going to use her real name.
I mean, her
YouTube name is Ramen Quest. So
I mean, she's foreign living in Japan, or she's Japanese?
Yeah, she's foreigner living in Japan.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
If I recall correctly, she's American.
Right. I shall check her out. You should give
cool
me a link. I can use your name when I'm fishing for her as a guest.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She's really cool. I don't think she shows her face on camera much, but she knows a lot about Japan and like places to go and fun things to do. So she's really good if you want advice on, she has a lot of videos about cool things to do in Japan, whether it's around the Tokyo area or not. I think she lives around Tokyo, but yeah, she's got her videos are great. Good production quality. I appreciate them.
Ramen Quest. Okay, there you are, folks. Don't say that we don't ever give you anything on this show.
No. Give you so much information. Frederick, Niigata sake breweries? Really? In Niigata, I've heard that there's actually, yes. I have worked with a client from Niigata Prefecture who was a sake brewer. So you're probably right on that one. One of the sake breweries, actually, I think it was the sake brewer that you used from the advert.
Yes.
The lady.
She was showing the bottle. Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So she was from Niigata Prefecture, I think, if I recall correctly. And that was again 2 years ago as well.
You were working with her or working with her brewery?
Yeah. So they are all under the umbrella of a brewery company called Deja Vu Sake, and they import sake into Australia. So I was working with them. I don't know what we were doing. I think we were writing an article, but I ended up making a video as well. Just because we got so much good footage. And yeah, I think her brewery was from Niigata Prefecture. And their sake was really good. I'm pretty sure I always buy their sake now. If I think it's the right one.
I'm jealous.
But yeah, their sake is delicious. Yeah, I think sake is starting to really take off in Australia. Like, I don't think it's getting as much maybe exposure as it needs at the moment, but it's doing well enough that one of our biggest liquor stores is starting to import a lot more Japanese. They import a lot of international alcohols, but they're starting to get a lot of sake and a lot of Japanese whiskeys or wines. So it's pretty cool. I think it's a good step in the right direction.
Yeah, I wish Belgium would. I mean, yeah, it's you can
not getting on it.
No, if you can go to I did find some in an Asian supermarket, but as I said, but in the main supermarkets here, you can't find it. You have to go to a drink supplier, and then they only have one variety. So.
Yeah, I mean, even here, a lot of our very local stores, ones that you'll see next to supermarkets and things like that, all of our local liquor stores generally won't stock them. You'll have to go to Asian grocers or Japanese grocers specifically. Otherwise, the only one that does really sell them is Dan Murphy's, which is the biggest one that actually imports a lot of alcohol. And I think a lot of places don't do it just because it's so expensive.
Yes.
And because it's not worth the potential profit. Like a lot of the things that most stores would have to get in, they would have to price it very high to be able to justify the cost of bringing it in.
Importing,
Yeah. Just because it's so expensive to do it here.
Although I must say I do prefer. I mean, I was looking at some beers at this Matsuri, and I thought, oh, great, Japanese beer, and I looked on the label, brewed under license in.
Yes, they do that here too, and it's awful. It's just not the same.
No.
It's not the same as importing. Like we have Asahi, we have Sapporo beer here. I think we have a couple of others as well, but there's a couple that we only import. And Asahi, Sapporo are generally, if it's on the label that it's brewed under the licensing of, it's brewed here.
Yeah.
And it's not the same as like Sapporo is probably one of my. It's not my favorite beer, but it's one of my favorite beers from Japan, and it's just not the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's different water, different, all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
different water, different conditions, different temperature, like the climate, so that affects the beer as well.
It's basically Foster's with another label, isn't it? Hello. Oh, I appear to have lost Jess. I don't know why. There was a slight intermission there. There is possibly she's gone off to have a beer.
Actually, it's like it's well be VB.
Oh, you're breaking up, dear. I'm not quite sure what's happening. Hang on. Maybe I should reduce my bandwidth again. Low bandwidth. Is that helping? No. Are you still there, Jess? I don't know. You appear to be dropping out.
Oh no.
It's Australian Wi-Fi.
The internet.
I can hear you but can't see you. And now I can't hear you.
Yep. I dropped purposely.
But you are. You're back again. Okay. Now you've gone again.
Oh, I didn't. Oh no!
Drop your bandwidth.
No. I don't know how.
You go up to that sort of little bandwidth symbol on the Hangout there, and just drop it a notch, maybe. Hello. Oh, that's Jess with red hair.
Am I back?
You're back.
I'm back.
You're back. You're a bit fuzzy, but at least you're back.
It's probably just Australian Wi-Fi. The internet's trash. Yeah. For a black label.
Yeah, actually, it's your cat in the kitchen, sort of like chewing on the cable, thinking, "I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Come on, hurry up."
I've already fed him. He should not be hungry.
Oh, we lost a viewer. Oh, the viewer is back. It's the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's the Wi-Fi. Yeah, no, it's Australia's internet is just really bad. Japan, it was so much better.
There we are.
Those were the days. I'm back. Good. The connection drops all the time here anyway. Goodbye. Oh, well, at least I can say goodbye, and I don't have to just drop out and be like, "Well, that's awkward."
Yes, would have been right. That was me, so like treading water, going, "Oh no, come back."
Yeah, just trying to get it all back together.
Well, it's been a great pleasure. I mean, I haven't seen you live like this for at least a couple of years, but as you say, you've been snowed under.
I have been snowed under, yes. Yeah. You are correct.
So check out Jess's channel, subscribe, and that will probably...
I will be uploading again soon.
Yes, encourage you to upload.
So I generally will be starting again as soon as this semester ends. So probably around June-ish. I'll be back on track. I should be able to pick up with my videos anyway from there anyway. I have a lot prepared, but not quite ready to ship. So bear with me. I will be ready soon.
Ed just subscribed. There you go. Got a new subscriber. It's now 667.
So, damn. Right. Now it's not as cool. But thank you, Ed. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Jess, and enjoy the rest of your evening with your cat and your boyfriend and your glass of whiskey.
Thank you. Yes. I'm enjoying my glass of whiskey. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been it's been super enjoyable. I have enjoyed talking with you and everyone. Thank you.
Okay, and viewers, join us again next week. Our guest next week will be a man slightly older than me, but intensely more popular than me. Eric Surf 6 will be joining us next week. Ooh. So come and watch. Yes, I've got to get him some questions to vet first. he'll be joining us on the show.
I'm sure it'll be a good show. I'll be watching.
Okay. See you, folks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.